here. It's very soft and pretty and very summer appropriate. The eyes are all matte. It's something completely different than what I would normally do. There's no wing liner or anything like that. This video is going to be a mixture of both a voiceover and a talk through. I figured through a talk through, you really get to see my personality and connect with me a little bit more. So enough of me rambling. If you guys like the video, please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment down below anything you guys would like us to do and you want to see. So let's just jump in right into the video. To start this look, I already moisturized and primed using these two products. This is my Lubiderm Advanced Therapy Lotion. This is specifically for like normal to dry skin. And to prime, I used my SmashBox PhotoFinished primer. And for primer, what I usually do is I apply most of the product on my T-zone and then put a thin layer all over the rest of my face. So now I'm going to go in with foundation, and I'm going to be mixing two. This is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation in the color Honey, and the L'Oreal True Match in the color Classic Tan, which is N7. This is a little too dark for me, and this is a little too light, so that's why I mixed them. So what I'm going to do is just apply one pump of the Too Faced on my hand, and then a little bit of the L'Oreal True Match. And just mix it. I'm going to dot this all over my face and blend it in with my Real Technique sponge. I'm going to move on to concealer, and I'm using the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color Pure Beige. And I'm just going to apply this under my eyes, my forehead, the bridge of my nose, a little bit on my chin, as well as my smile lines. To set everywhere we put concealer, I'm going to go in with my Wet n Wild contouring palette. This is in the color, what color is this in? Caramel Toffee. And I'm just going to pick up the banana shade in this palette, right here. I'm going to get it to open. There we go. And I am going to place this powder on my eyelids just to set, because I did put concealer on my lids as well. To set the rest of my face, I'm going to go in with my Milani face powder, and this is in the color Tan. I'm just going to apply this powder everywhere else we didn't put concealer. I'm going to go back into my Wet n Wild contouring palette to contour, and I'm going to pick up this shade right here. FYI, this contouring palette is incredibly pigmented. I do know that it is a dupe for the Marc Jacobs contouring palette, I believe. So if you guys have not tried this, I really suggest and recommend going out and picking this up. So I'm just going to pick up this color and just contour my face. I'm going to go in with one of my favorites, and this is the Milani powder brush in the color Romantic Rose. It's one of my favorite, like I've said, and I'm just going to apply most of the product on the apples of my cheek, and then when I have no additional product or little to none, I'm going to apply it to the rest of my cheekbones. I'm going to move on to highlighter, and I'm going to be using the Carli Bybel palette. Again, I've used this in every single other video. I absolutely love this palette. And I'm going to pick up these two bottom highlight shades, tap off the excess, and then what I'm going to do is with very light pressure, I apply most of the product on the very high points of my cheekbone. And when most of the product is on that spot, with even lighter pressure, I'm going to go in and bring it up to my temples and blend out those edges. Apply it on my cupid's bow, a little bit on my nose and the bridge of my nose. I also like to take a little bit of highlighter and apply on the tops of my brows. I want to clean up a little bit, so I'm going to go in with my Wet n Wild contouring palette, pick out that banana shade, and just bake it a little bit. Now I don't like to have like a strong line across my face, so I only bake about this much into my face, like halfway of my cheeks, I could say. Like that much. And while that is baking, we're gonna move on to eyes, and I'm gonna be using my Morphe 35. And I'm basically only using one brush for most of the eyes, these two shades, and really load my brush up. And what I want to do is actually create a view crease for myself. So my natural crease is basically right here. I'm going to place it a little bit above, right about there. Now to deepen that new crease that we had, I'm going to pick up a little bit of this shadow right here, and I'm going to place this shadow directly on top of where we put the first shadow. And all I'm doing is deepening it up and darkening it. Now to further deepen that up, I'm going to take a mixture of these two shadows at the bottom here. And instead of putting this shadow right on top, we're going to place most of the product on the very bottom of our new crease, and then when we have no additional product left, we're going to blend it up. So again, placing most of the product on the bottom of our new crease. Make sure you're winging it out on the edge. And then when you feel like you have no additional product left on your brush, you're just going to blend up with even lighter pressure. To highlight my brow bone, I'm going to go in with this shadow right here in my Carli Bybel palette and just highlight the brow bone. I put a little too much product, so what we're going to do is go back in with that brush and blend out the edges. For the lid color, I'm also going matte, and I'm picking up this like very light, almost brown pinky shadow, and I'm going to apply this all over the lid. Go in with eyeliners, so instead to give the look a little bit more of an edge, I'm going to smoke out the outer half of my lash line with this very dark brown shadow. just going to move on to lashes. You can put on I really prefer like natural lashes for this look because you don't want anything to like overpower the shadow, and therefore you won't see all the work that you just put in. So I'm just going to quickly do that off camera and be right back. So I have my lashes on. Now what I also did off camera was take a little bit of my NYX Liquid Liner, and I applied a very thin line in my inner tear duct right here just to blend everything in, so it doesn't look like, okay, my lashes stop here and they end here, kind of like that. Drying, I'm going to move on to my lower lash line, and I'm going to pick up this dark shadow right here. And I'm going to apply this shadow only on the outer half of my lash line. And to blend that out, we're going to pick up a mixture of these two shadows. And all you're going to do is run that on the lower lash line. I'm going to my Carli Bybel palette, and I'm going to highlight my inner tear duct using this shadow right here. And when I like to highlight my inner tear duct, I always put most of the product in that tear duct area and blend it up to my shadow and on my lower lash line as well. Moving on to lips, I'm going to take my Wet n Wild lip liner in the color Maroon, I believe. And I'm just going to align my lips. And I do overline the cupid's bow of my lips just a little bit. For everything off, I'm going to take my all-time favorite lip product. This is from Sephora. This is a liquid lipstick. This is in the color Fig, I believe. This is a Luster Matte Long Wear lip color.